Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Necroxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and players, starting with Team 1 up here to the northwest and ending with Team 2 down here in the southeast. Start off here with the northwest player, or the westernmost player of Team 1. It is Monstratus going first, land as a Cybran in Amethyst Purple. In the Regatta slot here for Team 1, we have Zardos going first air as a UEF in Batman Gray. To his east in the other purple color, Royal Purple specifically, it is Gutsy Heart going first land as another Cybran here in this team so far. To his east, we have Jaguar going first air as well. Not the rear guard air slot, but kind of an interesting play. Let's see how that works out for him. And he is in Chevy Crimson as a UEF. And the last player on Team 1, another UEF here. It is Literal. He's going first air as well. A lot of first airs this game. Kind of interesting. He is in Forest Green. Very sensible color. And is playing a UEF. Also a very sensible faction here. For these players, it is 3 UEF and 2 Cybrans here on Team 1. No Aeon and no Seraphim. Very interesting makeup here. Let's see how that works for them through the course of this match. And that is Team 1 starting off here with Team 2 in the rear guard slot. We have the first different faction player of the game. It is Moggers, kind of like Poggers, but with an M. Going first land, second air in Stitch Blue as an Aeon. To his north in glow-in-the-dark green, it is Calio. I think that's how you say his name. Going first, second land as a UEF. And, of course, he is in... Yeah, he's in glow-in-the-dark green because that is Pac-Man yellow. To his west in ruby red, we have SPCR making another appearance here just after that last match. I think it was... Was it yesterday's match? 2 matches ago? I can't remember. Going first air as a Cybran, very sensible color for that faction. The matches start to like blend together. It's kind of hard to remember. Was that yesterday? Was that 2 days ago? It's kind of hard to remember. But to the west, we have Legend Smith, or Legends Myth, one of the, however you cut off that S there. Going first, second, land as an Aeon, as a UEF in Tropical Ocean Blue. And last but not least here, for Team 2, we have Winter going first, second land, third Navy in Pac-Man Yellow as an Aeon. For Team 2 side of things for their racial makeup, they have 2 UEF, 2 Aeon, and 1 Cybran. No Seraphim in this match. Apologies to those who love those Awasha Bombers or those YOLOs or even those Zooey, which I feel like on this map would be very useful with all of that water here. Let's take a look here at Reclaim here really quick. We have 5,050 or code 5050 for a crazy person in the U.S. for police. At least that's what my grandfather would tell me. And we have lots of movement here by pretty much at least half, if not all of the commanders. At least here for Team 1, we have 1 going to the west, another one going south, 1 going into the water, probably going to build a facility. Yep, and then going to line the coast here with the assistance of Monstrata. So 2 players on Team 1 going in this western lake. Not really like a pond. It's more of like a strip. It's not a channel. This is kind of a channel, but not really. To the east, we only have 1 player here for Team 1. It is Literal. He's claiming all of these mexes to the east. Similar what is going to happen here with Calio moving northward. Some comms here for Team 2 staying in their main base. Team 1 only has Jaguar staying in their main base. Pretty much everybody else is out on the prowl here. In the middle of the map, we already had a drop here from Team 1 from Zardos trying to grab a central position here. There's a lot of kind of plateaus. There's a little valley here. You know, lots of little nooks and crannies. And so it's not an easy walk to the middle. You pretty much have to, you know, either distance build like what Legend Smith did and then distance build again, or do a transport to the middle. So it looks like the early advantage here will go to Team 1. They've almost claimed almost 50% of the map cut horizontally. The only person on Team 2 fighting that 50% of the map in terms of that horizontal cut is Calio moving northward as we speak. I feel like he does need some assistance here, at least from somebody on Team 2, most likely Moggers, or even, what is this? We have SPCR moving into the middle of the map on a transport. Team 1 will notice that And that comm will drop. Thank goodness for him. Does not want to be killed that quickly, but did drop with a decent amount of engineers to help speed up the production of those facilities. But it is going to be a little bit of a uphill battle here for SPCR. He does have 2 players units here to deal with, so it's not just all by his lonesome. It is a 2v1 scenario. There's no comms here, but still could be kind of not the best situation here for his commander. And he does need a transport to leave. So as long as Team 1 can lock out the transport, they could essentially trap that comm on that upper plateau. The comm of Gutsy constantly moving southward. He's going to build another facility. No, he's going to come all the way over here and join Monstratus here on this western side of the map, and they'll probably just push it going southward. One of the subs get in behind the front line, takes out a couple of engineers building those facilities. We do have torpedoes being thrown at one another here in the middle, and one bomber on approach to do something. But if we go after this radar, that'd be a great pick here. Actually, I think it is. Let's see. Will he do it? The bomber is incoming. I'm slowly zooming in. There's an AA gun being built. The bomb is dropped. It takes out the intel installation, the radar, and it takes out the engineers. Great grab here from the player of Winter. To the middle of the map, we do see that forward momentum here from Team 2's player of SPCR pushing against these structures and units here. They're starting to be a little bit outnumbered just due to the power from that one commander alone. The comms on the eastern side of the map have met each other in combat, throwing plasma at one another. We do have a T1 point defense here for Literal, and that will force back Calio, if not just a little bit. They are both UEF commanders, but Calio has taken a considerable amount of damage on this commander versus that of Literal. We are seeing Navy here for Team 2 in this eastern side, not even being challenged here by Team 1. So this might be kind of a mistake here for Team 1, not going to challenge them. This is a huge section of land, or at least water in this case, and they could easily build some cruisers or something else of the sort to just bombard this upper plateau here for Team 1. But the comm of Legend has joined his partner in the middle here on this upper plateau. 2 commanders, both from Team 2, on this upper plateau will essentially secure it, given probably a couple more minutes to finish that force off. But still, Literal and Calio constantly throwing plasma at one another, but it does look like the numbers reside here with Calio. Literal will retreat, couple of bombs come over the top, reduce some of those forces. Reinforcements for Literal come in and sweep up the rest of those. And now it's just going to be a long walk back, or at least into the water here for Calio. Comm of SPCR starting to be outnumbered here. There's a lot of Lobos here. They've done a decent amount of damage. Pings go down against that commander. Most likely from Team 1. Jaguar commenting killing air. Probably talking about wanting to secure the airspace around those 2 commanders. Team 1's 2 commanders here to the west have essentially not really done a whole lot. They're just hanging out. They are seeing some incursions here from Team 2's Navy, trying to just poke at the Navy here for Team 1. But still, pings constantly being thrown at SPCR. He is down into the red, sub 3,000 hit points. There's not enough units here for Team 1 to go after that commander. A couple of PD have been built to stave off that push. And if all these forces die, that comm of SPCR should not push, or he will suffer the consequences for that mistake. And still artillery raining in all the time here. There's a lot of effort here from Team 2 to secure that upper plateau, because essentially they could build artillery, they could build missile launchers, and just pummel Team 1's main bases. But this attempt here from Team 1's player of Literal to get into the water is being met with a lot of tragedy. 1 engineer is alone in the water, 1 frigate and 1 Tiger Shark here from Team 2, just going to pummel that thing into submission. I do see some swift wins here from Team 2's player of Team 2's player of Moggers. So he has T2 air going T3 here pretty soon, at least I would hope so, because we are starting to get into that 9-minute stage. Team 1, how many air do we have? We have 1 here for Zardos. He's building some Janus. We don't see any effort here from anybody else. That comm of Jaguar still in his main base, and Zardos did retreat to his main base, but didn't push southward. This facility is almost taken out here by Team 2. They just have actually 1 PD and a couple of units left. That PD is in range, takes some pod shots at that commander, but he doesn't have any upgrades, neither of them do. This is very risky. The closer you get to the enemy base, the further on in the match, the more likely that some kind of maneuver will come in, and or at least some flanking maneuver or bomber or something will come in and take them out. We have drops here from Team 1's player of Jaguar. They are loading some, I think, mech marines, and they're ghetto gunships, essentially, and they're going after SPCR with some interceptors to protect that ghetto gunship. SPCR has no air defense, at least barely any. Those gunships are going to take a minute to shoot through, but the swift ones come in, take one of them out. The interceptors trying to cover for them. The second transport is almost dead. A couple more shots, take it out. SPCR down below 1,500 hit points. He will survive to make it out another day. That was a really good move here from Jaguar. It just couldn't finish him off. It will force the commander constantly back, giving them a little bit more breathing room, but not enough, unfortunately, here for Team 1. But these Dryads here up to the north make it a huge issue. But we have some Janus coming in from Team 1's player of Zardos. Will this secure the kill here for Team 1? It gets that napalm in there. SPCR is down below 1,500 once again. Janus turn around. The interceptors flying cover once again. Constantly raining that that napalm bombardment. Dropping below 1,000. I think 2 more passes. At least 2 more will do it. We have some AA guns here in the vicinity. Janus, at least this one will get 1 more pass in. Oh, it's going to be close. Another Janus comes in. Sub 200. And that will be a kill here for Team 1. Dropping this game to a 5v4 in their favor. Wow, that was really close. He almost made it out of there, but just a little bit more pressure than he could take, and he succumbed to that napalm. To the east, we see these forces here from Literal pushing that front line against Calio. Calio having to retreat a little bit, but isn't doing that much worse for where he is getting some reinforcements here from another player on Team 2. It is Moggers. Does look like Winter will inherit. Oh, never mind. Did inherit, and then now it went to Legend here in the middle, being able to macro the middle of the map. Does look like Team 2 wanting to secure it more. I mean, Team 1 going to hold them off, essentially, but Team 1 mainly focused on getting upgrades in their main base, going for, ecoing, and we can see that here in the right-hand side of the screen. We see 270 here for Team 1 and 255 here for Team 2. Team 1 a little bit ahead in the eco, not a considerable amount at 12 minutes, but, every little bit counts. About 6,000 mass more total accrued for them. We're seeing a couple of these strikers try to come after Legend Smith. Fortunately, it's not going to do a whole lot. Must have been given some orders beforehand while SPCA was still alive. But to the west, Winter has amassed a decent-sized army. Monstratus has a gun upgrade, trying to be very aggressive with his commander. We do have an assistant commander of Gutsy here to the north, so he can either retreat to him, or Gutsy can move forward and help assist. There are some Oblivion turrets being spammed up here pretty quickly. It does look like that commander here, Monstratus, will have to fall back. His units will come in to assist him, but these are Aurora. They have the better range on their bots, so that he needs to constantly retreat, not be stopped by his own units. Couple of fervor shots raining in to deal with those Mantis. Those Mantis are essentially overwhelmed quite quickly. Gutsy's going to come in to assist. Now we can see that range starting to be used against Monstratus. Taking out some AA guns. PD being built here as well. Oblivions being, constantly pushed forward. You can see the range on them. They can go a little bit, pretty much as close to Gutsy as they can, but just barely out of range. These units will have to retreat. But that is a victory here for Team 2 on this western side. And this is just going to get more difficult for Team 1 to push through. And even in the middle here, we're seeing these T2 Governor-class cruisers to the east with all their missiles and all their AAA goodness start to just deal tons of damage against Team 1 in the middle. But we do have a couple of buzzkill, but they're not really in the best place to take out those missiles. So a couple of those T1 factories will be taken out. But a T2 land facility is on that upper plateau. We are seeing some pillars start to emerge from that facility. Let's check out the Navy here. Well, Team 1's Navy is right on that coast, not in the best position. There's a lot of frigates here Their guns will open up. Team 2 will get the better engage, at least in terms of Winter. He's the one controlling this Navy after all. Frigates pretty much rush through those ranks, trying to make it back home, but it's not... frigates can't shoot at the subs. The subs on both teams should be targeting the enemy subs to take them out. I don't know. I felt like maybe it's just a draw. I feel like I think most of those units that were killed were pretty much even. There wasn't one team's advantage or the other, but T2 units, these Riptides, pushing Calio back once again. He's essentially, just kind of stuck. He's in limbo here on the eastern side. Not really able to push forward. Has to pull back. These Riptides will come in close, though. They're taking out the supporting units first and then going after the commander. The Riptides constantly pushing against him. The only thing they can do is shove him in the water. There's even some pillars here for Literal as well. There's units are actually going to ignore him and actually continuing southward. They don't want to give him more and more eco to Winter here on, I guess, in terms of who has it, Legend, but they don't want to give it more to Winter. They want to boost up their highest rated player. And the highest rated player on Team 2 is Winter at a 1500. Team 1 has Literal at 1700 with an additional 1500 of Gutsy here on the western side. Torpedo being built for Monstratus. Kind of an interesting play. The torpedo isn't very strong, so I don't necessarily agree with this. I mean, it's useful. One thing I will say about the Cyberns, they have a lot of utility, whether they have, destroyers that can walk on water. They have a lot of their bots or even their experimentals have torpedo defense or torpedoes themselves, so they can fire at units in the, in the water. You have a comm that can telemaser, teleport and just laser anything to death. Risky, but still utility. So, and even a commander who can use a torpedo in the water, which no other commander can do. So, I will say this about the Cyberns. They might not be the strongest, but they definitely have the most utility. So, now, there's some disadvantage to that, like their shields are not great, and you have to upgrade them a couple of times from T2. These destroyers, these Salems, are decently powerful, but they can't fire backwards, at least directly backwards. They have to be at an angle. They can't fire, in 360 degrees. But T3 torpedo bombers here from Moggers, the only T3 torpedo bomber in the game. It is from the Aeon faction. Team 1 does not have access to those, and you can see they take a lot of hits to chew through those. They take a lot of hits to chew through those hit points. Okay, that 10 times fast. But that torpedo bomber will have to retreat, be control K'd, repped up its hit points, something like that. But now we see T2, I was going to say Ilshis, but these are Mongis. Very weak units, but they can do a lot of damage. They are pretty much the mobile T2 Ravager. And again, the Navy presence here for Team 2. Couple of different people in the Navy. Both of them are UEF, but both of them have access to the governors, which just means more and more missiles, which means more and more TMD that needs to be built for Team 1. We're even seeing missiles on the ground as well, so missiles in the water and missiles in the ground. Not really the best situation here to be in for Team 1 on this upper plateau. Team 2 really, really wants this. And essentially, I feel like as long as they don't, a lot of Team 2's, well, they specifically Legend, will be focused specifically on this plateau, essentially neutralizing a player to do anything else. We are starting to see these cruisers, though, come on this eastern side. This will be very difficult for Team 1 to hold off if they don't build up some TMD or build up some boats or something. They have T2, and they're going for T3. Now, if they go for Neptunes, that could counter these cruisers very, very nicely. That's if they go Neptunes, though. I feel like he will, though. I feel like Literal knows that it's better to go Neptunes than Summits, but we'll have to see. In the west, we're seeing Monstratus has the stealth package as well. You can see that torpedo being launched out from his chest, from his chest. And you can see the torpedo does do a decent amount of damage, but it does expose him. And with this torpedo bomber in the air, you can see it launches 4 of them at a time and then goes after whatever the target is. The destroyers do have torpedo defense, but it can't stave off an infinite amount of torpedoes themselves. T3 has been completed, and it is under assault. They need to build those TMD as fast as possible. We have Team 1 bombers here from Team 2 eliminating the build power here for Literal. He spent a lot of mass, a lot of time to build this, and now the torpedo defense is gone. Yeah, it's not looking good here for Team 1 in the Navy. But what is this? We have T2 Riptides dealing with these cruisers. They are amphibious, and they can deal with this. Those cruisers don't have a lot of direct fire weapons, or at least projectile weapons, to target naval boats, or in this case, floating units. And now we even see some restorers here for Team 2's play of Moggers, and they're going to go after the T3 naval facility. They don't have a lot of power for their main guns. They're really designed for AA. They're not designed for ground firing. But slowly but surely they'll chew through those hit points. Comm has exploded for Team 1, and it is Monstratus. He had the torpedo upgrade, and the T2 destroyers do have torpedoes on their chassis. So he pretty much died to those torpedoes. Very, it's gotta hurt. It hurts to get killed by that, and that's why that torpedo launcher isn't really the best thing to use. And Team 1's player of Literal lost that T3 facility. That has gotta hurt. That's a lot of eco that went into that. And Team 1 has no response for this. There's no air. I don't know what's going on. We do have a couple of ASF building up here for Zardos, but Make Literal Cry says SPCR. Yes, that's a lot of damage. And then Literal says wake up. Yeah, it's very hard. At 21 minutes, there should be a decent amount of air. Even if he sends these ASF in, it won't matter because there's ASF guarding the restorers, and the restorers can shoot through those hit points decently quickly. I mean, you still need a lot of restorers, to be fair, but you know, you have what, 2 of them, 3 of them. That's 6,000 hit points each. 600 with a couple of with one veterancy. They're targeting the T2 mass extractors here for Literal. Literal's eco's dropping a significant portion. Has lost 4 mechs, actually 5 mechs, excuse me. Didn't lose this one, which is really weird, but lost at least 5 now. You can see his eco slowly dropping. Now he's just above 200 mass a second. He's on 2 bases with that loss of Monstratus here to the west. The advantage here for Team 2's Navy in terms of the western side is starting to be not really that great in terms of its presence. Unless they get T3 on the field, they're just going to pump out more and more destroyers, which is essentially what Team 1's going to do. And it's just going to be a deadlock here. Team 2 or Team 1 needs to do something else. That upgrade, that T3 facility would have been really nice for Literal, but it died. So, didn't really get anywhere. ASF do engage here on the northern side, but Team 2 will claim air victory. They're going after the gunships, and again, they are chunky. They are pretty beefy, so Team 1 has to fight that somewhere else, or some way else, I should say, and that should be in the form of some either mobile AA or ground AA. They are building some SAMs as we speak. Jaguar on that upgrade as we speak, but now he's going to suffer the wrath of those restorers. Literal speaking in Russian, don't know what that says, but probably talking about how they need to deal with this threat. Great move by Moggers. Notice Team 1 had pretty much no air and went, I'll take a couple gunships and a couple of ASF and just push. Literal in the east having some Percivals, not really designed to take out small targets like these, because they are slow to fire. They do take out a couple of pillows though. Those are useful shots, but these take a long time to fire. Titans would be actually more effective here, and we are seeing a couple of them here for Literal. And that group of ASF and restorers still pummeling Team 1. Does look like Gutsy is going into the air game as well. Wants to assist his team in dealing with these restorers and ASF. We do see that group of SAMs being built. They're targeting the ASF. He should be targeting the restorers, but it's whatever. This transport will go down. You can see how fast they chew through those hit points. That's only 3 of them. Imagine if you had 30 of them. And these destroyers on this western side constantly throwing shade at one another. Tactical missile being built here for Calio. Maybe he'll go for that Billy Nuke. But we have some Titans and Percy's pushing this eastern side once again. The cruisers aren't very effective at taking out targets that move. and needs more TMD here, literal. These buzzkill are not enough. You need some volcanoes, which you don't have access to. But you need more and more buzzkills. Doesn't matter. If you think you have enough, you don't have enough. And even if you know you have enough, you still don't have enough. That goes for shields. That goes for TMD. That goes for everything. You have 4 artillery pieces. No, you need like 8 more. You have 1 Maver. I'll build another one. Why not? You know, 1 Maver is not enough. You got to build 2. This is really weird. You have the destroyers here for Team 1's player of Gutsy, focusing the ones in the back when they should be the ones focusing in the front. But these are retreating, to be fair. So it does look like Winter doesn't want to fully engage in that naval combat. Even though he has the numbers, he wants to draw these destroyers in or distract them or something. Or just bum rush him and take everything out all at once. That's probably his plan. But these Percys and these Titans and a couple of pillars are pushing. Actually, there's Riptides, not pillars. But they don't have any AA support. And this Restore Ball is starting to get a little dangerous here. We are at 25 minutes. Starting to look like Team 2 has not full air control, but they definitely have dominance for sure. I mean, we have multiple people going into the ASF production here for Team 1. So hopefully that'll bring them back in terms of that game. We even have literal going into ASF production. So we have 1, 2, essentially 3 players on Team 1 going air. We already have an SMD built here for Jaguar. He's going T3 air, so 4 players. All of Team 1 in some way or another is going T3 air, which is going to be an advantage or disadvantage depending on how much Team 2 either has defenses for that or relies on air control, which right now, not really a whole lot. I mean, they did that push up here to the north, taking out a lot of eco, which still doesn't make up for the fact that they're still trailing mass by, well, I saw 400. Maybe there's power issues. Let's say, oh, nope, there it is, back under. So let's just say 100 to round it off. They're still under 100 mass a second, and they're under, that's, what is that, 50, 80, almost, well, 70. Oh, no, that's almost 90. Wow, I can't do math in my head right now, apparently. But the Restorers do charge forth. They take out the TMD. There's a couple of flak emplacements, but not going to do a whole lot. ASFs try to run in, but there's only a few of them. More ASFs here from Team 1. It's not enough. You come in bite-sized pieces like that, the Restorers are going to chew you up and spit you out. We have a couple of Corsairs. What are they going for? They're just going for the mass? They were going for the mass, which, I mean, yeah, you took 1 mass extractor out. That's, you're reducing the eco. But, you know, you need more bigger plays than that. Take out another one. K2. That's pretty good. Literal, you need some more defenses here. Yeah, you need to deal with these cruisers here to the east, though. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. How about to the west? How are they doing? Well, again, destroyers throwing plasma or projectiles at one another, or rounds. They're not bullets. Shells. Shells. That's what they're called. They're shells. And still in the middle, it's essentially base wars, but Team 1 is winning that fight quite handedly. Decent amount of triads, couple of artillery, 1 Ravager, another one being built. So Team 1's going to secure this central plateau. But they need more defenses. They do have some AA for support, so Team 2's Magres wants to avoid this. Doesn't want his Restorers being caught out unawares. But this base here for Literal, his actual main base, is under threat quite severely. His T3 air headquarters is under threat. It's in the yellow, sub 5,000 hit points. He needs some support, and he's getting none of it, at least for right now. And I feel bad for him. He's kind of like all by himself here. This is his main base essentially now. Literal, where are you going? Wait, don't tell me you're leaving the base and control King. Do not tell me you're doing that, because you can still come back from this. Don't quit now. I don't agree with, if he's going to go control K, I don't agree with it. HQ gone, says SPCR. Yep, his air facility is gone. Building the other 2 ASF. Something about, I don't know what it says in Russian, but he walked away from his main base. I don't know where he's going. Usually that would indicate you don't want your engineers to... Yep, and there it is. There is the Control K. That's so disappointing. I get it. It's frustrating. I understand that. I completely understand it. It's just, It'd be different if like everything was, destroyed, and you're like, okay, the game's pretty much over. But you still have a base to the west. You still have this base to the east. Like there's still, game to play. But this now drops this game to a 4v3 in favor of Team 2. They are in the lead with players left alive. You did have a nice push to the east with these Titans and Percivals, but that's going to be stopped pretty quickly due to the fact that those units are transferred over to a Jaguar. The highest rated player of the game just left, making this the highest rated player for both teams is a 1500. Team 2's player of Winter is pushing his naval advantage now. I don't know why he waited so long. Does he have a T3 up yet? Nope, still T2. So Team 2, oh, they do have a T3. It is, they're building some summits now. Summits? Summits. The Team 2 investing heavily into the Navy game. They already have a summit on the front line. This is the position that Team 2 wants to secure. And now you can see these cruisers can take out facilities from the backside of this main facility in the center of the map. But it is decently defended, though. We'll take a little bit to chew through. A lot of destroyers in this mix. Hopefully they are going after the cruisers. There's no more cruisers left here. It's just destroyers. Team 1 has the opportunity to use some torpedo bombers to take those out. The restorers are moving into the middle. Will they go after it? There is a decent amount of flak and SAM sites here. They will take out at least this frontline position. I don't know if this was a good move. The air defenses are decently strong. The ASF come in to deal with them. It's not enough ASF yet. They're too chunky, and all this will do is just pull the restorers away from the SAM sites that were doing a decent amount of work, to be fair. And now it will still give Team 2 not full air control, but essentially full air control. And now the restorers will just come back and do what they were just doing. It did give this a little bit of time to rebuild, but I don't know if Mongoose, this is what you want to do. Yeah, you'll take out some air defenses, but you won't crack the main base. You'll take out a Ravager or some AA, but a lot of the restorers are now gone. Team 2 has no restorers, essentially. They do have another group back here, but I don't think that was worth it, honestly. Team 1, how is your eco doing? Well, Team 2 is catching up quite quickly, closing that gap. They still struggling in the total mass recruit, of course, but if they do flip the leader in terms of generated mass per second, it will definitely change for the better for them. But a Jaguar is building a nuke silo as we speak. Does Team 2 know about it? Nope, they don't know about it. They're not aware. And this destroyer push from Team 2 is pretty much petered out. All the facilities for Team 1, though, are gone, which I guess that they fulfilled their job, which was take out Team 1's Navy. You can see how just oppressive, not impressive and oppressive, that Team 2's Navy is being on the eastern side. This position is going to slowly fall due to the fact that it just isn't being microed as much and not being focused down like Literal was doing. Restorers now pushing on the western side, trying to give this center base a wide berth. So I guess for Team 1, build some more SAM sites and trying to just slowly encroach them to the west and to the east and pretty much limit the capabilities of Team 2's air. They are relying on those restorers quite heavily. So if you can eliminate their advantage with restorers, you pretty much have air control. And they're going to slowly fly that over that main position. This restorer taking lots of damage, unnecessary damage. There's not that many restorers left. We should be seeing more and more SAM sites being built here for Team 1. They should be. They've been having this restore problem for a while. To the northeast, we're seeing facilities just being annihilated here by that Navy. Gutsy has built an experimental. It is a monkey. This game has actually gone from somewhat of a land naval battle to more of just a naval battle in general. Not really the best situation. Team 2 has full control of the water, at least the central water. That the southern and northern one doesn't matter. But that is full control here, and they're starting to push that advantage to the coastline. We have some torp bombers constantly raining in to take out the cruisers, but all that AA from the restorers and the cruisers, it's going to be hard pressed to deal with that. This T2 land headquarters will be taken out just due to the bombardment from, oh, no, can't, never mind. They can't actually shoot it because of the environment, so that doesn't work. But Team 1 is still in this. They're not fully out of it. They've lost a lot of map control. Team 2 really focusing on taking map control for themselves. They're going to start encroaching. Now this is going to start hurting Team 1, which is that Summit's actually roughly in range to take out this central position. And Team 2's player of Legendsmith just sending some, just spammed once in a while to just keep these units occupied. What does Team 1 know that Team 2 is about? Well, they see the facilities. This would be a nice target. These two would be a nice target. T3 air, pinging that. That'd be a good target here for them as well. Lots of good targets. They just need to get there. And there's hardly any air defense. So if Team 1 gets air defense, this base, this air facility will be wiped out essentially. Just get a couple of bombers and that is it. Done deal, signed and delivered. But Team 1 not focusing on air production. That's going to kill them. They're trying to get some bricks in the water, which, you know, could work, but they are slow and they don't have a lot of torp damage. And so the destroyers, I think, have better torp damage, if I'm not mistaken. So not going to really go their way. We're seeing some artillery here. These Gunthers back here. They're going to start forcing this Navy back ever so slightly, if not enough. Team 2 really should get some restores. Some cruisers on this western side, particularly Legendsmith, getting those T2 Governor class cruisers to just do what they've been doing the entire match. A whole base is gone for Team 1, and this position's all gone. We have a couple of engineers. They're not building anything, but they're still alive, so, you know, better than nothing. There's a bunch of T3 missile platforms, though, these spearheads. Don't know where they're going. That artillery from 3 summits, which is a decent amount of summits, to be fair. Missiles are going to rain in. They're going to target that cruiser. Ooh, cruiser's getting counter-missiled. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. But those spearheads are just being annihilated. Counter missiles. Counter the missiles. How do you counter missiles? With more missiles. But those 3 summits, it's not going to look good here for Team 1's eastern position. And now we're seeing that land force starting to encroach more and more. The restorers are just constantly lining that center of the lake there, or pond, or whatever we're calling that. Are there any plays here in the back? Well, getting more air grid. Okay, that's good. You want to use the advantage while you have it. He's helping, assisting with getting some T3 extractors online. I don't see any move to go for experimentals. Oh, nope, never mind. Trash that. I see one Colossus making its way westward. That will be an interesting play, and it's going after the monkey. The monkey has been thrown against this position. It is severely wounded. It's in the red, essentially 7,000 hit points. And now it's being assaulted by these destroyers, and it's going to come in contact with the restorers that don't even need to help. These destroyers pretty much did it with the assistance of those PD. Essentially, that's a mass dump. Wasn't sure if it'd kill my gunships with the bomb. It's fine. It loses poor micro anyway. It doesn't affect gunships that much. Yeah, it's fair. Doesn't affect it that much. Teleporter online for Gutsy. Ooh, that's interesting. There is no PD here. There is no PD here. I don't see any PD here. But a nuke is launched here from Team 1's player of Jaguar. And it's going straight for Winter's main base. Yeah, that's a good play. I would have gone for air, and you would have eliminated that air pressure. Team 2 still would have had their ASF and restorers, but at least you would have eliminated the ability to produce more for the time being. This will wreck Winter's eco, though, so it's at 280 now. Well, 273. Let's just call it 280. After it drops, kaboom! Takes all of that out. What is it at now? 123. That's a huge amount of eco gone. More than half gone. Oh, to the 80s, to the 70s. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Not that it helps, but we have a couple of riptides. Some pillars. Man, words are hard today for some reason. Did they get they're transported in? No, that one died earlier. I don't know how maybe they just walked by. But there's the close range missiles. Yes, that's exactly it. Why are there missiles here? I don't know why there's missiles here. It's really weird positioning. But we have a T1 gunships in the form of jesters going after these pillars. There's even some Ravagers in the main base here for Jaguar. Jaguar already almost half done on that missile. Team 2 knows about it. Yep, they can see it. No, they're building some SMD as we speak. No. No one's... Oh, there's one going to be built. They don't have any right now. They might get a second nuke off before SMD gets online. That'll be huge for Team 1. If they can get this air grid or even kill maybe Moggers or something, that would be great for them. We are seeing a lot of ASF, a lot of SAM sites and AA defenses. This is kind of funny. You see the horde of gunships slowly moving forward to assist that Colossus in the water. Do they notice that? Not really. But we have some Torp bombers on approach. A lot of them get wiped out. They're targeting... I don't know what the heck they were targeting. They just ran in. I don't really know what that was about. I didn't see any Torps in the water. Oh, they're going after some of the cruisers, but not really going to do a whole lot. We have artillery here for Team 1's player of Gutsy. Gutsy trying to just halt that constant bombardment. That Colossus is almost about to make its way out of the water. This position is probably the main target here for that Colossus. Team 1 essentially needs to throw everything they have at it to prevent that incursion. Team 1 will know that that Colossus is online. There it is. They see it now. Team 1's eye in the skies, who essentially the players are dead, should be assisting this. Artillery will rain in, and it doesn't matter. This position is going to fall. There's not any really PD on the front lines besides that Artie. And to the east, we have an enclosure here from Team 2's player of Calio. We see explosions going down here, but the Calm of Legendsmith gets assassinated by Gutsy Hart. There's a couple of PD that were built. He's still alive. He's trying to teleport, gets a couple ranked in veterancies, gets all 5 ranks of veterancies, so that will be enough hit points to help him survive. So just as the assault in the middle of Team 1's base goes underway, we have a couple of bricks assisting. There's some shields being annihilated here by that Colossus. ASF fly over the top. They're going to try to distract the ASF here from Team 1. There's a lot of AA here. But that nuke is released once again. Hopefully there isn't some friendly fire. It is going for that air grid. Did Gutsy go back home? Yes, he did. That was a huge play, taking out one of those Team 2 players. It drops it to a 3v3. Those restores are over a decent amount of flak in AA, and there are still ASFs online here for Team 1. They're going to go after the Calm of Zardos, I think, or at least the air grid, but there's just more air defenses here. It's not really worth it. Oh, it's not. Oh, they're going to take out the P-Gen. Hopefully the explosion will kill the Calm of Zardos. At least that's what they're thinking, but a lot of them are essentially gone. The explosion happens. Kaboom! Luckily, Moggers was not nearby. His air grid is toast. All he has left are the ASF and gunships he has online. But now there's missile ships here, these Torrent class for Winter. Man, this action kicked off real quick. Now this position is going to start to suffer severely just due to the presence of those 2 missile ships. Sorry, 3 missile ships. There's a lot of pressure riding on Team 1's forces to take out this Western Navy. That's really what's the big threat here. The Eastern ones, it can sit there, it's fine. But taking out 2 bases, 3 bases essentially, with all of those explosions. The teleport's coming in. Does he notice it? Does Team 2's player of Moggers notice it? He can see it. Does he notice it? Ergo, there's the teleport. The laser comes in, and Moggers is killed by Gutsy. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. He's got to get out of there as quickly as possible. The teleport's already been initiated. And that is another kill for him. This drops this game to a 3v2. Winter will get control of all of that. He even has a nuke that is built. Isn't loaded yet, but at least it's built. And that he is going to get away with that. Maybe he'll teleport here. Maybe. I don't know where he's going to teleport. The Calm of Winter is in the water down here. The Calm of Calio is in the water down there. He's back in his home territory. Man, that is 2 kills here for him. He's already smoking. Just hanging out. Man, that teleporting play is working for him. Those missiles here for Team 2, they've taken out the nuke launcher. They're taking out this base here for Jaguar. So while there's victories here for Team 1, there are some losses here for them as well. Same thing on Team 2 side of things. Look at the map control here. Team 1 still holding that center position. Team 2 does not devote enough resources for that. But Team 1, they were just severely hemmed in here. I feel like if Literal was still alive, I feel like he would have been helped a decent amount. But like I said, it is disappointing when you see comms and players, not comms, but players like that leave that early. I think these missiles are really struggling to hit that biplane, though. Look at the incoming missiles here from Team 2's. Oh, look at them all. Look at all those missiles. Let's see. Trying to get a nice little view of just this navy of just all of these. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Nice little view. Nice little view. Come on, fire your missiles again. Oh, I want to get a nice screenshot, but you're messing me up, Dad. Let's see, what do we got here on the north? That nuke launcher is gone, but they're still alive. Quantum Gateway is being built as we speak. Colossus hasn't been reclaimed yet because it's just in the range of all of these missile ships. Look at the range. They can hit everything. Team 2's Navy, the missile ships specifically, can hit everything. And I feel like now it's just a survival game. This is just nuts. Look at this. It's just a survival game. Can they last as long as they can? Can they last as long as they can? Can they hold out till the end? There's 2 comms lit remaining. I don't think Team 1 knows where they are. No, I think, yeah, that's what this spy plane is looking for. He's looking for him. Can't find anything. Oh, he sees the comm. He just saw the comm just for a brief second. Pings, not pings, he disappears off radar. Your cruisers are shooting nothing, says Legend. There's not enough here. TMD. The zappers are very effective, though, but they can only do so much. Team 1 is holding out, to be fair, and we have artillery raining in. They're going to kill one of these missile ships. You know, that's all they need to do is just reduce their numbers and hold out. Assassinating this T3 headquarters would be a great play here. Mass Fat Boy says, yeah, that would actually be a good play. ACU, no, do synchronized fire, says SBCA. It maybe looks like... Oh, I thought I saw a teleport, but that was not what I thought it was. Are you going to teleport? I mean, no, he's building hives. Okay, he's not teleporting yet. One of those missile ships are gone. This position is being overrun. Jaguar pumping a lot into those fat boys. He wants to try to, have artillery and just kind of just walk it along the coast. This artillery here on the east, trying to take out the center position, and the shields are falling, decently well, but that's a lot of TMD to chew through, though. It is 45 minutes in. What is the equal looking like? Well, Team 2 is in the lead by a large margin, almost a 2-to-1 scenario here, just due to their map control, and, a lot of those mass extractors are down here for Team 1. Missiles are getting in. They're targeting the Ravagers. There's still more TMD. They're going after the Pigeons as well. Another nuke was started, but they're like, never mind, let's go for this. And to be fair, that Fat Boy is almost 75% completed. And again, artillery isn't under shield coverage. It is going to get shot. They are targeting the mass extractors, because if you don't have mass, then you can't really do anything. This position is going to start falling here. He needs TMD online. He's going to build that quantum gateway, get some more RASCOMs, get that eco up and running. Team 2 is not doing anything about this, and now Team 1 essentially controls the entire central peninsula. Look at this. Oh, sorry, peninsula. Central plateau. Look at this. They're all the way over here. We even have a nuke sub here for Team 2's player of Winter. And it's the 2 yellow colors that look very similar. They're slightly off, you can tell, but very similar. Heavy shield on the way for Winter. Wants to protect himself against any torpedo bombardments. Couple of broadswords brought forth to deal with these missile ships. There's still more of them. How many of them are? 8 of them. There's 8 more of them. This position for Gutsy has been taken out. Not enough zappers, not enough shields. There's just so many missiles. That Fat Boy has been completed. Does look like Jaguar is running into some power issues, or about to, due to his lack of power. Pings go down for that Fat Boy. Is he just going to... Hold on. What's the range on this thing? So it's the yellow. So maybe he can hit and need something, but he needs to keep moving. A nuke is launched by Team 2's player of Winter. It was built there by Moggers. Is the SMD online? No, it's gone. And Jaguar has to retreat. This Fat Boy going to try to hold off. All of those engineers are going to just straight up die. They're just hanging out in the water. That has got to hurt. The Omens will have to retreat. I've never seen... This is so funny. We're seeing one Fat Boy just get shot at by a decent amount of artillery from those Omens. The Fat Boy needs to keep moving, though. The omens are pretty accurate considering. See, the shield's going to fall. The nuke goes off, takes out everything in that base. So essentially eliminating another player in this game. At least their eco at least. The broadswords are going to just pummel everything. They should be targeting the cruisers to take them out. So there's nothing firing back at them, but they want to eliminate those land factories, which I understand that. The fat boy is just going to get shot down, unfortunately. There's too much pressure here in the water. There it goes. It was a nice attempt, but there's just too many omens. There's too many artillery raining in. One's gonna go right. It did force the missile ships back a little bit, but now their target is this, and it's not looking good here for the central peninsula. I keep saying peninsula. Plateau. Is that's Jaguar. Is Gutsy gonna teleport again? No. He doesn't know where the comms are, so he doesn't want to risk it. Which, to be fair, I don't blame him there. Calio is still not protected. We're seeing a bunch of T3 transcenders being built here just all around the map to protect against any incursions. Again, the pings go down. The comm of Calio moves. Doesn't want to be just assassinated by the player of Gutsy Heart. He kind of knew where it was for a moment. Saw it again. He's going to lose it. They don't have Omni, so they can't keep that signature online for long. And see, they can only see the structures. They can't see what's moving. And pretty much Zardos will be mostly protected. He needs more TMD. You need more TMD. And the TMD front line is starting to fall. He cannot hold against the power of that magnitude. Jaguar is going to retreat with some of his little drones on his shoulder to build some power. He has nothing to his name, essentially. Everything is gone. This is not looking good here for Team 1. They can still come back. 2 more comms have to die and they win. And another nuke is released from its silo. This time from the... Oh, it's from the ace over here. And there is no team... Ooh. There's no SMD here for Team 1. That is not going to work. Explosions go down, but the comm of Gutsy teleported in and killed Calio. It is now a 3v1. Winter is the last. He's in the water. And that nuke will land, though, killing Zardos and a couple of those ASF. Ooh, that's going to hurt. This game is now a 2v1. And that is going to hurt. Winter is the last man standing here for his team. And Gutsy is going to teleport out of there. All right, impossible challenge. Don't die, yellows. SPCR. Yes, don't die. That's good advice there. Just don't die and you'll be fine. Gutsy is in the not the farthest, but one of the farthest reaches of the map. Just wants to rep up his hit points and teleport again. He can't use his laser underwater, so that won't work. And he can't use the torpedo because it's not strong enough. Another nuke is launched from another ace. And now it's just nuclear hellfire here for Team 2. They're going to go full total nuclear warfare. Total thermal nuclear war. There we go. It just annihilate everything. Team 1 has nothing, essentially. They have no air grid. They hardly have any defenses. They're going to lose their pigeons. They're going to lose everything. And I do not expect these players on Team 1 to really stand up against the power of that magnitude. Will he get one more teleport in? Come on, do one more teleport. Just do one more. Just do one more. Just put it somewhere. Oh, man, that's not looking good here for Team 1. Again, more and more missile ships line that coast. They are very effective. Look at those beautiful monstrosities of all those missiles. It's just very, very beautiful. The ASFs have been released. Where are they going? Are they just going to like be used as spy planes essentially? They're trying to. The comm's not on land, unfortunately. He's scouting with them, no doubt. Said, "Yep, that's definitely what I thought." Thinking on those same lines. Doesn't have an air grid, so that's all he's got left. Team 2 not even focusing on air at this point, just focusing on Navy. He wants you, says Legend. Is he gonna pop out of the water? Where is he going? He's moving over here. Let's see. Oh, there's just a patrol route. Those are going to be assassinated by all of those ASF, those AA. There they all go. These cliffs hitting. Oh, no, he's going to... Okay, so he's not going to pop out of the water. He's not going to be like, come get me. You won't. Looks like Gutsy needs some more power. Does he have power? He does not, or he's slowly losing it. Trying to keep those shield online, keep those zappers online as well, but there's even artillery coming in from some Omens and some Exodus. This base here is completely gone. We have Jaguar trying to build T3 power as we speak. How's his power situation? He has 1 mass per second. He has nothing to his name. And it's still 52 minutes in, almost 53 minutes, and they haven't quit yet, unlike what Literal did. And I'm not trying to throw Literal a lot of shade, but it's disappointing. Gutsy, you live up to your name. Yes, he does. That is some gutsy plays. Where'd he go? Oh, there he went. He went in for it. He took a decent amount of hit points off that Colossus, though. And now it is a 1v1. Jaguar has everything that Team 1 has, which isn't a whole lot. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. We see that Colossus make its way to the front line. Some Cerberus will just be annihilated. Those are gone. These Zappers are gone. Let's see. There's Jaguar. Let me go up one more. There we go. And it does look like he just either recalled Control Cade. I think he recalled. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he did, but he either recalled or Control Cade, one of the two. But it is a win here for Team 2, the last man standing. It is Winter. He is under the water, just hanging out by his lonesome. And in terms of player of the game or most invaluable player, whatever we're calling this segment of the cast, I feel like, I mean, I don't want to give it to Winter just because he was the highest rated player on his team and he held out the most. And he was the last survivor. He did a lot. I feel like that is okay. First of all, that is a lot. That is a lot of aces. You do not need that many. This isn't sentence. You don't need that many. Not for this map. But trying to think. I mean, Moggers did do a whole lot. He held his ASF and Restorers multiple plays. Pretty much, essentially didn't kill Literal, but pretty much forced Literal, not forced, but it pretty much influenced Literal to Control K. So I feel like having your opponent Control K because you took out some eco is a very good trade for some ASF and Restorers. So I'd say MVP goes to Moggers. He did die, obviously, to that teleport right here. I mean, he did lose his air grid. Team 2 didn't really focus air, but they didn't really need to, honestly. It was just the Navy. And so I feel like, and he set up the eastern side as well and some of the western side. So I feel like in terms of overall, Moggers did do a very good job, and then Winter just carried it to the end, essentially. So I'm going to give it to Moggers. You are the MVP / most critical player of your team to win / whatever we're calling it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the weekend, everybody. It will be Saturday when this video released. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. And of course, if you haven't hit that little subscribe button down below the video, I always appreciate a subscription. Not a subscription. I shouldn't say subscription because that's something else. But a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. And I will see all of you in the next one.